we have quite easily found a consensus on each project because we have been affected by the project, and I think it's the most important thing. We wanted the project to tell us stories in a visual way, which was first of all very with a high quality level, and we wanted the piece to be really professionally well done and set. The picture, the frame, the visual impact is the most important for a community coming from the photography. And I think it's really important, and it was really important also for the jury, not to award a TV video piece, if I could say, but awarding more a photographer switching to the movement, to the extension of the moment, if I could say. We were used to the still photography, and now with the web we are facing the time, so the photographer has to experience how to extend the instant of the photography. Switching to the video or pressing the rec button on the camera doesn't mean that I forget all my visual culture. The story in Aleppo, for example, from Jérôme Cicini is a good example of a still photographer trying to add something with the video. He is not switching from photography to video and forgetting all the years of experience he have as a still photographer. No, he's still shooting, but he just had a small camera just to give also the background story, and he was able in that way to show how sometimes nothing happens with that short moment. He's drinking tea with the people involved in the war, and so this is two ways of telling also the main history and the news things with the still photography, but also the background and how war photographer he's dealing with the reality. And so with the Pep Bonnet story, we were really happy to meet really that junction between the still pictures and the video, and the way it's very well mixed and there is a continuity. Sometimes you are looking at the still pictures and you don't really care about that. You never feel, oh, now I'm switching to video, or now I'm switching to still pictures. There is a continuity in the narration, but also we can really recognize the frames of a photographer and the way he brings our look in a different way as the TV short stories maker. With the interactivity, we have to find a new way of storytelling, for the storytelling, for the narration, which involved the user. We gave the prize to Alma, which is a huge project, but for us it was also a great, it was a possibility to confirm that for a photographer it also could be a way to finish 15 years of work. So he has done a book and an exhibition, as all the photographers are used to do when they finish a long-term work. But with the web documentary, he was able to tell the story in a different way. And it's not just publish the book on the web. It's really another way of telling the story. And he has that great testimony of this woman who escaped from the Maras. And it's a really strong story, but it's also in the interactive way of using the documentary and access to her story. But with her story, we access also to the whole story and the whole inquiry of the photographer. And for that, it's a really important way of showing still pictures, but also a real multimedia project with interactivity. But also with that Bear project, we were all fascinated, and we all entered the project with a deep. I don't know how to say that. I'm not especially interested by the animals documentaries or things like that, but with this one, I wanted to stay in the project. I wanted to see more. It was really interesting the way that they trapped my attention, and I learned a lot of things. And I think it's a very clever project. It's always big dilemma. How will I deal with the idea that I have a story to tell with a beginning, a end, dramatic tension to create, and how in that linear project could I give the hand to the user in an interactive project, and how will he be able to feel free, interactive, but not destroying my storytelling.